Hi, welcome back. In this week's episode, we've been focusing a little bit extra on Maison&Objet, the interior design fair in Paris. But we've also made time to pass by Åhlens City, who turned 50 this year. And we also saw the new Christmas collection from Indiska. Welcome. Hey Anders, and we're here at Design House Stockholm here in Paris. So how are things?
Things is just wonderful. Not only the weather, but the fact that also the business is doing very well.
You have a huge stand here at Maison&Objet. How important is Maison&Objet for you?
Well, the size of the stand is telling how important it is. That's the reason why it's big, because this is the platform for Scandinavian design. There is nowhere in the world where you can see Scandinavian design as well as here.
So how is 2014? Is it a better year than last year?
Well, last year was fantastic. And the good thing is that Scandinavian design in general is becoming more and more important. I think most of the buyers coming here, they really admire what is going on. And I must say that competition with our friends here, especially from Denmark, is fantastic. We are some companies that are really doing good things here.
Is there anything that has sold more than you expected?
Well, sold more. What we have the biggest interest in is the light furniture. I think that is the big thing. For us, lighting is also extremely strong. But generally speaking, I think they look more into classic design. I mean, the rest of the Scandinavian design that has been a little bit pop-up design is a little bit slowed down, and the furniture, I think, is the most important right now.
So, well, thank you. Have you found any interesting pieces around the fair that appeal to you more?
Well, I have found some very interesting pieces, and that's customers. I've been in my booth the whole time trying to sell. But I must say, the quality in general is improving. What is quality? I mean, I can see that code of conduct with the factories and so on is really taking place. So it's much better quality of most of the merchandise, which is fantastic.
So what next fair will you do? Is that in Scandinavia, or are you going to do abroad things?
We do now Japan, we do New York, and there will be a new show taking place also in San Francisco. So the next step is San Francisco, and then we go to Japan.
It sounds like you have a busy schedule. But how important are fairs for you? I mean, do you say the majority of the sales you do, is that through fairs?
Well, fairs is an important start to find an interesting business, because we can make really a statement here. But fairs in general, I'm afraid, is losing its momentum, because there are so many other ways to show your brand now, with events of different kinds. Mainly events, I think, is a big competitor. And also the fact that 22% of our turnover is on internet, and the internet customers are coming to Stockholm, and they are growing rapidly. So we have to have a good showroom in Stockholm always.
One of my favorites is the bowl set with Claes and Koivistorune. I think it's really intriguing and interesting, but I guess it's quite difficult for a customer to see that. How's that selling? Is it too complicated?
Why do you think it's difficult? The customer think it's fantastic from the very beginning, so you are wrong. It's amazing how well the reception has been. The problem we have is how difficult it is to make 5 different material in one product. So we are delayed till January for shipment.
It's a great Christmas gift then.
Yeah, for next year.
Well, thank you, Anders, for having us, and good luck with the sales.
Thank you very much. Nice meeting you.
Here I am with Andreas Engelsvik. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm pretty okay, I guess. Yeah, I've had a lot of coffee and a bit of champagne during the day.
But you forget your hair products in Sweden?
Yes, I did forget my hair products. I'm very glad that you noticed that. Well, Andreas, let's not talk about my hair. Let's talk about the what do you call this in English?
We call them the bunad blankets.
Oh, very good English word for it, yeah. Well, and this is the first time they're shown internationally, is it?
No, not really, but it's the first trade fair for Maison&Objet. But we have been showing them in London and in New York and Milan.
Do you think this is typical Scandinavian design?
Yes, I think so. They are based on, or the blankets are inspired by Norwegian folk suits, and there are of course folk suits also in Sweden and Denmark and Finland. And I also think that the weaving technique, or like weaving blankets, is like one of the oldest techniques in Scandinavia.
So you're working with, yes, and you got an award last week, wasn't it?
Yes, I did.
I think I saw something on Instagram. What kind of award was that?
Well, it was not the award that I wanted, but it was okay.
Okay, well, let's leave it to that, I guess. And have you seen any good things here at Maison&Objet?
Stefan, I haven't had time to walk around so much, and I think we discussed that particular question yesterday. And I think as a designer, it's very difficult to point out particular stuff, and I never have a good answer on that. So not because I don't want to, but it's difficult.
So how important are trade fairs?
I think trade fairs are extremely important, and I think I really enjoy to see that Scandinavian products are taking stronger and stronger positions internationally, and that's I think that's very important.
Well, thank you. I wish you good luck and happy Maison&Objet.
Yes, thank you very much, and good luck to you too.
Thank you. And next time we'll see better hair. Next time, better hair.
Okay.
Hi there, good morning. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Jean-Baptiste from La Chance, French design company that works with designers from pretty much everywhere.
I saw your launch 2013, was it? Or some years ago anyway? No, a few years ago in Milan.
2012, actually.
2012. There was a big launch. I remember seeing that with a big factory museum thing in Milan, and it was very impressive with all the colors and everything. What was that really? What is La Chance?
Actually, quite difficult to define in a few sentences, but I will try. So we were showing in what was before a museum, and it was a big reconstitution of a train station. So we were surrounded by extremely big vapor locomotives and trains, and that was a good way for us to show our pieces, because we make statement pieces that are, I hope, strong enough to sustain the personality of these trains. And so yeah, it goes from rugs to sofas to chairs, and the idea is to convey a French design through the eye of designers from pretty much every country, and people that we like to work with. Yeah.
You're working with a lot of international designers. I remember you had some Polish designers, of course some French ones. How many various countries are you working with?
I think that now we must have around 18 designers, and there are 15 nationalities, yes.
And who's your favorite?
I don't know if there is a favorite, because everyone has a different background, different approach of the materials, the design. So it's always extremely interesting to brief them, to try to give them a project, a chair, something, a table that is extremely defined, because I mean you have technical constraints, but also in terms of the personality of the collection, you have to be consistent, and then they bring something that's completely different from what you imagine at the beginning. Of course, it's abides by all the rules that you've set, but still, because they have a different background, a different nationality, it's still surprising, refreshing, and different, and that's what makes the collection quite rich.
But can you talk about national design? Can you talk about Swedish design, French design, Polish design? Can you say that, or do you say that it's more about the personality?
Of course, there is a person. Each person is different, and the way they contemplate a design is different. But you can define some strong patterns. I would say, for instance, the Nordic country, there is always a lot of wood. It's always exploited in a solid way, really natural way to. It's showcasing the beauty of beautiful wood, in fact, most of the time. I mean, we work a lot with a Note design studio that design, for instance, this tool here, and you can really see the focus on the materials. There is a huge piece of cork, then you have a huge piece of wood, and then metal, and they are all piled up in a kind of Memphis-inspired setting. So even if it's Nordic design, it's also European design inspired. So it's made by a French company, inspired by Italian aesthetics, and done in a Nordic way. So
I think that gives a good answer. So this is a Note design studio piece that you made with them, and that was in the first collection in the year 2012 we've established now. So are you continuing working with Swedish designers, or was this the last project with Swedish designers?
Actually, we are still talking a lot with Note Design Studio. We have another product that's coming, and also we are now working with a Danish designer for a chair that we are developing. So it's an ongoing story with Nordic country. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for having us, and good luck with the Paris Design Week. And I hope to see you soon. And welcome to Stockholm in February.
Yes, we will be in the fair in February. So we will try to bring you a little of friends.
Ah, good. Bring some wine. Thanks very much for having us. Thank you. för guds skull. Men Åhlens nu historiskt sett har ju varit först med ganska mycket. Det har ju cirkulerat och man har googlat så har man hittat och man har varit först med allt möjligt konstigt. Vad har man varit först med? Om du som är officiell representant från Åhlens.
Precis, man hade, det som man var först med, en sak var att man hade rotisserie med kyckling, de här grillade kycklingarna man köper i alla livsmedelsbutiker, de var man först med på Åhlens, så folk vallfärdade faktiskt dit för att köpa den här goda färdiggrillade kycklingen. Sen var man först med jeans att sälja det som konfektion. Vi var först med bankomater utanför banken, då la man bankomaterna här. Vi hade också stora vändningsmaskiner, det är ju inte så populärt idag, men då köpte man mycket automatiserade maskiner. Så man köpte kaffe och glass och bakverk, så det var också först.
De här luckorna liksom, eller?
Precis, ja. Och sen när man rekryterade in personalen hade man ett väldigt gediget program med personalutbildning och böcker, hur man skulle hantera alla de här medarbetarna. Det var väldigt innovativt, tror jag då, 1964.
Ja, kul, spännande. Vad är man först med idag för något då?
Idag är man först med härlig matdestination, man är först med alla nya varumärken som flyttar in. Vi har också alltid varit först med alla skönhetsmärken, vi var först med Marie Quant, vi är först med Klinik, så man är alltid innovativ vad gäller att hitta nya märken och lanser.
Vi återkommer till framtiden sen, men vi ska prata lite historia. Antonia, köpet, du berörde ju nu känslan när du gick där och blev fotograferade knutblusen och det var väldigt spännande. Men vad finns det för andra varuhus som imponerar? Liksom? Men det här är uppenbarligen då, som Gustav har etablerat, det här är ju Piccadilly Circus i Stockholm. Liksom. Men vilka andra har imponerat på dig? Liksom?
Alltså jag är ju en city kid, för jag växte upp i New York. Väldigt kul, Greg, att ha en amerikan här som blev det på Åhlens. Och var jag på helgerna då så klädde jag mig i, jag är ju 40-talist dessutom, jag menar, det är uppenbart. Och jag klädde mig då i kappa, vita handskar, sammetsdamasker, för det hade vi alltså på 40-talet i New York. Och så åkte man ner downtown och uppklädd, för då skulle man gå på varuhus. Och då åkte man alltså till Saks Fifth Avenue, man åkte till Bergdorf Goodman. Och det här var ju liksom destinationer där man kom in genom dörrarna så bara kände man, magiskt. Det var absolut som att gå in i någon slags, nästan som en annan värld när man kom in där. Och särskilt som barn naturligtvis. Och jag slet i min mamma och sa att vi ska ju gå till leksaksavdelningen, för det var ju det som var det viktiga då. Men det var alltså spännande, det var lyxigt, det var hela tiden olika upplevelser.
You call me out and take me home. You call me out and take me home. You call me out, listen to what I say. You're screaming loud.